this episode I'll be talking about Wraith King.
Wraiths! Your king is here!
First starting items, you wanna buy Bracer, and that depends if you're playing against the spamming lane, you wanna get the stick. And you wanna try and abuse the skeletons as much as you can. So level 1, if you feel like you can't really use the stun and your position 5 doesn't really benefit from your stun, and you don't have catch to get to the position 4, which could be Lina, then you should just go skeletons. And once you get those 2 skeletons, you should immediately use them and try to push the lane. This way it's gonna free up your position 5 to probably open up a pool for you, or at least you're gonna be fighting 2v1 with the enemy support. And in either case it's a win-win. You ideally want to push the lane all the time and get to the face boots territory. Then you can start pushing the lane, go into jungle and just repeat this. Or you can look into pushing tier 1. It could be on the enemy safe lane, it could be mid, it could be safe lane. It's just you have a lot of plays and a lot of options when it comes to Wraith King. Or if you don't have a play, you can just go to jungle, drop your skeletons and life is still good for you. In games where you feel like you can't be too greedy and you need to be involved in some action, then you can buy like a face boots armlet, or if your game is too bad, you can just buy brown boots armlet even and just try to get some action, try to kill some supports and be useful in the fights. Or in the other hand, on the games where you feel like you don't need to be so involved, you can just get face boots and go straight to the radiance, get this relic, grid it out, get as much as possible, and then just keep applying this side lane pressure. This is what Wraith King loves. Wraith King really wants to play on side lane pressure. In this way you buy yourself a lot more time and then you're waiting for your timings, and it's just a hero who doesn't commit to pushing lanes. It's a hero that just sends skeletons, and it's like a really good concept that you're not putting yourself in danger. With Wraith King, once you get to level 6, you wanna hold your point and you wanna create a good team fight with your team. Like when you have your ult, you don't want to just die and then die twice and then you don't achieve anything with it. That's why you need to hold the point. You know, in some games you might be out of position, you're gonna get caught, but it's better to just die once and you applied some pressure than just die twice and then you don't have any ability to go into a team fight. So you should hold the point with that, because it can be a really good team fight opportunity. When Wraith King exceeds a lot is when he gets to the blink radiance point, because how you want to fight Wraith King and why Wraith King struggles in some of these fights is because people cut you a lot and you can't really get inside the fight because you're a slow hero, you don't really have any abilities to jump in. So when you get to the blink, what you want to do is you want to focus on jumping this one support, just starting this fight, killing the support, and then from there on, you're just in the middle of the fight with burning radiance, in their face. They don't want to focus you, they want to run away from you, but you're still dealing damage, and that's like how you want to start a perfect fight for Wraith King itself, and for your team as well. Blink overall is a really good item right now on carries because it doesn't fall down, it doesn't fall off. If you get to the later stages of the game, you can always upgrade it to Swift Blink or Overwhelming Blink, and it's still gonna feel like a really solid item, and it also helped you get to that point. So overall it's a really good investment. You're gonna initiate only when you see the proper jump for you. So let's say if you don't see any supports, but you see a core like a Tide or like a hero that you don't want to jump on, you should just wait a bit and wait for the right moment to see this target that you want to go on, because you don't want to just blink in and then you have this Lion waiting for you to stun and hex you and drain your mana. You want to see Lion first, or a Grimstroke, or these supports. You need to see them first and then you jump. This is like a concept most of the carries apply. You just want to see a support. Once you see support, that's when you jump. You don't care about the core matchup so much. You care not only, but mostly about supports in most of the fights. You buy Armlet before Radiance in most of the games because you want to be able to fight, and Armlet is not really an item you buy after Blink Radiance. If you decide to skip the Armlet and you go to the Radiance, after Blink you should be buying an AC, potentially a BKB if you need it. In some games it could be SNY if you feel like BKB is not really needed, but they have like a lot of stuns, but you're also strong at the same time. The Shard is kinda good when you're playing against mana burn heroes. It's a cool tool that you can use.
Behold the Wraith!
Wraith King is really good against heroes like Puck and Doom because you completely counter their abilities. Really good against heroes like Rasta and heroes who can't really deal with the skeletons. If you can use the skeletons on the lane and they can't deal with them, this is already a really good Wraith King lane. And you're gonna have options to rotate on the other lanes and take tier 1s. It's really good with heroes like CM, Snap and all these range supports who have some abilities that you can use. And in those games, you're gonna have the options to get more points in your stun, to have setup for heroes like Lina, Mirana and all these heroes. Heroes that are really good against Wraith King are heroes who gonna kill your skeletons on the lane instantly. Those are like Tide, Timber, you don't really have play against those two. Phoenix abilities kinda counter Wraith King, from the Lizard to the Birds to the Egg. Basically every single ability counters Wraith King. Mana burn is quite annoying. Heroes like AM, you don't want to play against AM. Invoker is somewhat decent, but you have some play against them at least when you get to the shard. PO has some okay time, but then you get the Radiance, so that's fine. Those are the counters to Wraith King.
Bow before me.
So in this game I'm gonna show you a game where I got the worst possible start, but as long as I keep my eyes on the prize and as long as I know what I'm doing, I know the things that we're discussing here, it's fine and you can make a comeback even if you're losing 10k, even if you're losing a lot of gold and it looks bad. You just need to keep applying the same concept, the same pressure, and then you're gonna find an opening to win a lost game. So I'm gonna start from this lane. How we wanna play this lane. Wraith King Warlock is he needs to get Fatal Bones and we push this lane. And then once we push the lane into their face, which means the second wave we're gonna get it faster than them and I'm gonna have 2 skeletons. And we're gonna push even the next one and Warlock is gonna have an open pool. Then Clockwork has no place, but you know, some things happened and he ended up with Shadow Word and then we had a really bad start on the lane. They pushed it into our face instead of the opposite. That's why we had a problem in this lane. We got stomped on the lane because we got isolated and we played wrong. As a Wraith King from the start of the lane, ideally what you wanna do is, especially when you don't wanna let your 5 fight the position 4, you can always try and push the lane into their face, and this way you're gonna get 2v1 scenario on the side and you can fight Wraith King and Warlock against Clockwork. This way Clockwork feels really bad about what's happening, and then we can potentially open up a small camp, maybe a big pool, and we're gonna have XP advantage over time and both of us are gonna be happily farming, and this is the best we can get out of this lane. And this is why Wraith King skeletons are really good on the lane, especially when they can't really deal with them. Now this is just, we're messing up the lane, and the lane looks pretty bad for us right now. So we're getting to the catapult timing. I really want to make sure that this catapult does not take my tower too early, because if it does, then it means these guys eventually are gonna invade my jungle, and my time and space on the map will be so small that I wouldn't be able to get a lot of farm. So after I saw that they pulled this catapult, it means that, you know, it's gonna take at least a minute, maybe a bit more, to start hitting my tower, and this is a time that I can use better than just sitting here and not doing anything. But you know, if this pull didn't happen and they started hitting the catapult, I would try and defend this with my skeletons, and in some games maybe you can even give up your life if it's bad and if it means that you're gonna save your tower.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So I just saw that I can't really stay here anymore. Now I'm just gonna mid, I'm going mid, but it's not just a setup mid TP in every game. What you can do is you can look where you can go, because like in this moment my Void Spirit is going bot, which means I can take mid for a while to start catching up a bit, but the next game it could be bot side of the map is open and you can probably push the tower or get a carry kill or just get a support kill, which is fine. Try to force a TP maybe, and once you do that, that's when you should go back and farm jungle and relax. But before you apply some pressure, you should not just go blind jungle and sit there, because you're making your team play 4v5 and you're already losing 2k, and it's just gonna make things from worse to worse to worse, and it's not gonna work out. So I went mid to catch up.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Now this is gonna, like, a second bad moment is gonna come for us. What you should be doing is, when you have a bad hero who needs to catch up, you should not play with your weak hero, you should play with your strong hero. And in this moment, this is a beast who's gonna get 6 with arcane boots, and they can pressure side lanes, and they should let me catch up a bit. But you know, they wanna fight with me, and this is a mistake, and I should just run away from this fight on the next game. This is just something I did bad. Every time you play with your bad core, you're gonna find a bad fight. This is just how it goes. And I'm just so poor in this game that I feel like I can't even afford the face boots, because if I don't achieve something in those fights, I'm not gonna have any impact in the game. So I'm just gonna buy armlet. It's speeding up my farm to some extent. Then I have some potential to probably kill a Grim or a Clockwork in a fight. And now I'm back to my side lane pressure that I really wanna do. This is exactly what you want to do. You want to, before you all go to jungle, you need to push, you need to see someone tip you on that lane, otherwise it's just bad. And now you get 2 heroes, Sven and Clock, in a place where they don't want to be. And now my Void Spirit sees that, which means he can push top, at least 2 waves, which means my beast can be safe mid for a little bit. And now we get some breathing space on the map, and the net worth is already looking really grim. So if I stop doing this pressure, if we don't have any pressure, it means that they can just run to mid, kill beast. They can just run top, kill this guy without any pressure, and then the game looks so like harder and harder from that point. I jungle until I see what's up, and then I'm gonna go pressure against side lane.
Is under attack. Radiant
This is just the mentality as a Wraith King that I've been talking about, is that those skeletons, in general, you should be playing with side lane pressure with this hero. I mean, in this game I'm forced to use my hero as well because I'm just so far behind. And you know, I don't really have an option. I didn't have skeletons. I'm level 6. Their Sven is level 10. Like, it's just a bad game. But I still keep my eyes on the price again. I'm gonna be focused on what needs to be done properly. It doesn't matter how badly we're losing.
structures under attack.
Now this is the thing that I said they should not, like, me skilling this ulti in this moment was just so bad, because now imagine if I didn't have ult and I die once, but I'm still applying this sideline pressure that I'm talking about. I don't even feel bad about dying. Sure, I'll die once, but these guys are committing their time into a place they don't want to be. They're wasting time, resources. Void Spirit in the meantime can have a lot of like breathing room top. And if I die once, I'm giving them like 200 gold, and we're losing 6k anyway. But I'm giving myself time when I come to life to have a bit more, maybe these camps, maybe mid-wave, because I know they were bot like a minute ago. Instead I died twice, and we're getting baited into bad fight, instead of just pushing sidelines. So this is just what I've been talking about with the ult. You should not do that. Again, even though it's looking grim, even though I have nothing in note, I'm just gonna still push this side lane. And again, they're just straight, after they saw me, they're straight running to top to me, 3 heroes. And even if I die, I don't even feel bad. If we're pushing mid, if we're pushing bot, we're just buying time. And even if they come 3-4 heroes to kill me, I don't really care if I die like 4 times. It doesn't matter to me. Because they're not snowballing the game. Sure, they're getting kills, but they're not snowballing out of control just yet. We get to push bot.
Radiant's bottom tower.
I get to push mid again. I'm farming ancients. And now this moment that I've been talking about is gonna come. After all the pressure we've been trying to apply for like 10 minutes. We find this one opening. And this is the comeback situation that you're gonna get probably 50% of the games. They're gonna do this thing if you keep applying the right pressure. This pressure is so important, because look what's gonna happen. We see a Sven, he just TP'd to clear this, or he will lose the tower.
Radiant's bottom.
And then I know that immediately I can go on the other side of the map and just find another opening, another kill, and just keep trying to come back in this game. And if you check, we were losing 7k gold like 2 minutes ago, and now we're like 5k gold, and we're gonna make it better and better just by applying this sideline pressure.
Radiant's bottom tower.
So when he stopped, we know that we can just force a fight bot side. I know I just want to kill supports in every fight. That's my job. And after that, we need to apply the same thing, just side lane pressure. And every time we don't apply this and we go into these stupid fights and we just get baited, it's just bad for us. Again, we don't have side lane pressure. Top lane is into our vision. And we're going to fight, it's not gonna work. Instead we die. And it just looks so stupid. Now again, I'm back to side lane pressure. I'm gonna say this like 25 times probably, but this is just so important to win games. And this is how you should be doing it. I keep pushing the lane. I don't care about what's happening at all. Another TP reaction. Another TP reaction from a core, which means I can go and find another kill. And this is just gonna happen. Because of this TP, this reaction, we find another opening, another kill. Now I just wanna get my radiance. Another thing, when you know that they're rushing first rush, you should not feel stressed to fight, even if it's second rush. You should not feel stressed to fight if you don't have your tools, if you don't have like the good position to fight, if you don't have the ops. You should just let it die. Better push side lanes, better get your next item than just go and die and lose the game straight away from rush. Next one, I got my Radiance, but what I've been saying before in the demo is like, the Radiance, sure, it's good, sure, I have a lot of impact, but I can still get kited. What I need is I need to get this blink, I need to get this blink and start killing Grimstroke at the start of every fight. This way I can be in the middle of the fight, I can drop 1 life and just have a lot of impact in the fight, and this is how you need to play Wraith King.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
A fight is happening bot, but I know that I'm not ready to fight. I don't have my blink, I don't have almost anything. I'm just gonna come here, get kited and potentially die, so I'm like, okay, I don't care about this fight, I just need to get to my 2 to win the game. Push side lane. Safely with skeletons, force someone to TP. If nobody TPs, then I get a tower. They TP a Ember,
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
which means I can come and get my ancients. It's like a chain reaction. Once you do the pressure, then you can find another opening. If you pressure, you're gonna get farm. If you don't pressure, you're just gonna be stuck in the jungle, and you're just gonna wait there and see like, and you're just gonna lose 10k gold. I'm close to my blink. Once I get it, I'm gonna go and try to get in a fight. I get my blink. Now I wanna push mid, and I wanna wait on side lane bot when they react to bot, which means I can fight mid only after they react bot. If nobody reacts bot, then I don't need to fight. I can just relax and see what's happening, just patiently waiting for opening. Now we saw them to TP's bot. Let's just go fight mid. Go fight mid straight. Don't wait. Just straight away go, and then you're gonna find a good fight. Then I get Grim in my hands, and this is the fight that's gonna win us the game because of side lane pressure and outnumbering people. And this is a game-winning fight, and game looks so hard for them from now on. And we were almost looking like a lost game.
Structures are fortified.
So to wrap it up, how you play Wraith King is you need to play around your road, you need to play for your timings and split push until you get them. Your biggest timing is your Radiance, and your next biggest timing is the blink, because what you want to do once you get the blink is you want to assassinate the supports. Once you do that, you're in the middle of team fight, they need to jump on you, they can't really cut you anymore, and then the game looks pretty simple from there, and you just need to play around your road and not rush things.